Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
Yes, you made it back to Wednesday night. You know what that means. It was time for AEW. We had Dynamite tonight and a long weekend it's been for AEW. Rampage, Collision, Revolution. We're going to get into all of it. Jay's going to join us any second now. There he is. What's going on, Jay? Back for another episode of AEW Weekly.
I'm glad I'm here. It's been a crazy weather in the East Coast. This rain is... It's ridiculous.
It's raining outside? I didn't even notice. I don't give a crap.
Like, hey man, when you're driving in rush hour,
I was driving till 6 o'clock. It don't matter, man. Stop crying about it. You know what your problem is? You're just like the rest of the bums in the locker rooms all around the world. And we're gonna get right into this right now. Right now. You don't need to watch the whole video. We're getting right into the breaking news. We're going to do it right now here on Wrestling with Savage. Jim Ross commits to AEW with a new contract. I heard that he's got a very easy contract. He said it was the easiest contract negotiation in his 50 years in the business. He pretty much got exactly what he wants. He'll be doing mostly pay-per-views. And Tony Khan obviously loves this guy. And when Tony Khan loves you, he's going to pay you, and that will come into fold later in the show. So remember, I said that. AEW Revolution, the pay-per-view in Greensboro, raked in over $1 million at the gate. Congratulations to you guys. Good job. What else can I say? You made money. Should we even talk about this? Matt Hardy's contract expiring soon. Jay, I'm going to just ask you, what are your thoughts on this?
That's it. That's it.
Okay, great. We'll keep it moving. Now, a few weeks ago, this guy said he wasn't sure if he was going to be wanting to go into AEW, but I guess he went to New Japan. He did what he wanted to do, and now he wants some of that Tony Khan's money. And we were just talking about it. If Tony Khan loves you, he's going to pay you. And guess what? Riddle was a superstar in the WWE. Riddle was headlining matches. Riddle was tag team champions with Randy Orton. Riddle had highlight matches with Mr. Seth Rollins, the current world champion. So yes, Tony Khan is M-A-R-K for Riddle. He loves Riddle. He will pay Riddle. He really probably called Riddle. Now Riddle's saying, guess what? I want to be in AEW. I wonder what really happened. That phone call must have happened recently. I expect to see this guy soon. Swerve Strickland goes on to claim that he's still in the race for an AEW World Championship despite his recent shortcomings. I guess we're going to find out more about that later tonight. Jack Perry basically went on to say that, he asked for his release. He didn't get fired. He asked for his release. Do you agree with that? Do you think he asked for his release, or do you think he was fired? Or it doesn't even matter.
Does it even matter?
Doesn't even matter. There we go. Jim Cornette eviscerates the Darby Allin spot at Revolution, which we're going to talk about later tonight. Obviously, Jim Cornette was not happy with this spot. He's not happy with a lot of the stuff from AEW. He shits on a lot of this crazy over-the-top antics, and we'll talk about that later tonight. But I wanted to talk about this because Leo Rush doesn't rule out an AEW return. Yeah, you better turn around and go to AEW, because if you come back to violence and suffering, that's all you're going to have in your life. Complete violence and suffering from this pair right here. It's here with Mr. Slade, because Spencer is no more. I've reprogrammed this man into a killer. It's over. The fun and games are over. We're not playing games. Slade is going to take over this business. He's out here. He's working hard. Savage has him working harder than he ever has in his entire life.
and he understands what must be done. He understands that he must turn into the most psychotic suplex submission machine possible, so we can continue to do what we've been doing, which is destroying all the opposition. Violence and suffering, you have seen nothing yet. You will see violence. You will see suffering unlike anything. Because when it's said and done, this man is going to drop the apocalypse on your organization. And I'm sick and tired of all the crap from management. Get your stuff together, because he is the main event.
Oh, you're with your daughter. Well, guess what? Your daughter's about to watch this.
Come on, man, give me a break.
No breaks for Tony. No breaks for Tony.
Come on,
sit your ass down. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Let's go, Slade. Mission accomplished. See you next time, Tony. I don't care who it is in this business. I don't care who it is. You're a podcaster, you're a wrestler, you're a manager, you're a promoter, you're a booker, you're a trainer, you're a doctor, you're a valet. I don't give a crap if you're a referee or a cameraman. If you get in my face about my client Spencer Slade, there will be repercussions, and you will be served instantly, immediately, and harsher than anything you've ever experienced in your life. Because every room that I take a footstep in, I know that I am better than everyone in that room. And because of that, I have the ability to do what none of you have ever in your little pathetic lives. And that's go on to create a legacy in a moment that's coming to this business one way or another. Now let's get back into this shit show called AEW.
You took over.
Sammy Guevara was suspended for what he did to Jeff Hardy. Jay, do you even give a shit?
No, I don't care.
Keep it moving. Samoa Joe declares that AEW locker room is tighter than ever. The strongest bond they've ever had in their life.
Yeah, right. Give me a break.
You don't think so? You don't think things are more cool maybe now that Punk is gone?
Oh, yeah. It was Punk's fault. Yeah.
Well, obviously there was a lot of tension there, maybe.
Yeah,
well, not
break.
just Punk. There's a lot of other people that are gone too, right? Not
Good.
around.
Good. They got out of the
I think Samoa Joe is pretty much saying what any champion
prison.
has to say. He has to present a strong.
Of course, he's a TV movie star. That's why.
Yes,
that's why. I'm
You're
not gonna believe what he says.
You're not wrong, man. A lot to talk about this week, Jay. Holy
He's a TV
crap,
star.
man. We're getting to Rampage fast, okay? You had Claudio defeating Rugito, right?
Man?
You had Riho beating Trish Adora. You had Magnus defeating Matt Sydal.
This is horrible.
Here's some of the photos from the action from AEW Rampage. I'm sorry, Tony. I don't watch Rampage because Fridays I might watch SmackDown if something relevant's happening, especially if the most electrifying man in the history of sports entertainment is going to be on the show. I'm watching it. I'll be watching SmackDown this Friday. I won't be watching Rampage, but I will be reporting on it every Wednesday. Now, these guys apparently had a squash match that AEW couldn't take the trouble of making a graphic for these gentlemen. By the way, I'm also a graphic designer and a video editor, Tony. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe I could help you, but you'd have to pay me a lot of money because I really don't like your product right now. I'd rather work for number one, which is WWE. And I'm just going to say it. I'm going to put it out there in the universe. I'm not trying to work for Tony Khan. Tony Khan has to make me work for him. That's the way it is. I'm going for the number one, man. And these guys couldn't even make a graphic for a great tag team. I love these guys. I think they are incredible. What do you think about this tag team and the fact that they're not even getting advertised on Twitter, Instagram, nothing? It's just a squash match.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Okay.
When you book them like this, why should I care?
Did you watch Rampage?
I watched Collision.
All right, let me know in the chat if you even watched Rampage, because I don't think you did. And if you did,
anybody watched Collision, just write it in the chat. But I watched Collision.
All right, you watched Collision. I definitely did not watch Collision, but I'm reporting on it like I do every Wednesday night right here on Wrestling with Savage. We have Penta, El, Zero, Brian Keith, Dante Martin going on to win this triple threat match. We had Mariah May in action. She won her little squash match. We had a trios match where the Acclaimed and I believe over there, Austin Gunn.
Horrible.
They had a horrible match according to Jay, but they won that horrible match. Private Party won their match against Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal. Thunder Rosa had a squash match, and she went on to win.
Listen, she watches the show because I said she needed a new finisher. What did she do? She did a new finisher. Submission.
She's been listening. She listens to you, Jay. They all listen to you.
I told you that the Killer Bomb was horrible. It was a horrible finish. Now she does a submission.
Now, obviously, there wasn't two winners here. Christian Cage, Kill Switch, Roderick Strong, Brian Cage went on to win this match. And then, of course, we heard from Wardlow. Jay, what was Wardlow even saying?
You know what? This is gonna be a shocker for all Jay fans out there. But I actually thought this was the second solid promo that Wardlow did. I'm shocked I'm even saying that right now.
I should listen to it, is what you're saying.
It was good. Yeah. It's solid.
Was it more of the same?
Solid is not a 10.
More of the same. I'm the best in the world. Good. Listen, what he's trying to do right now is not easy. Trying to get in the ring and then actually get in the ring, kick ass, and cut hard promos and get over. It's not easy to do. You don't believe me? Ask the other 10,000 wrestlers that are active in the world and don't get paid more than a hot dog and a smile.
This guy is doing something really great, and he's doing better than you and me both love, and we'll get into that later.
Wardlow's great. I think he's been talented for a long time, but I don't think he's better than my client Spencer Slade, and that's why Wardlow wants nothing to do with Spencer Slade in the ring. I promise you that. Here's some of the pictures from Collision over here.
Listen, what's this guy's deal? What is he, a cowboy? Like
yeah, he's a cowboy.
What's going on, man?
He's a cowboy, kind of like Big Ox in BPW now.
Django.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's talk about Mariah May. Now, Savage, we both said that she has talent to become at least a superstar. She's not there yet. But Savage, I don't know if you saw this match or not. It was a squash, but I need to see a little more. I don't think I'm fully seeing the Mariah May. I don't know if you agree with that. I don't know if you agree with that.
Well, she just got here, and from what we've seen so far, her character work, very super impressive. If she can keep it up in the ring,
I'm talking about the ring. I'm not character.
Well, Jay, it's called repetition. She has to keep coming on TV every single week, getting in the ring and putting on matches.
Already.
Well,
I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned because I'm a fan.
I think she'll be all right. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I wouldn't worry too much about it. And listen, here's the bottom line, Jay. Were these good go-home shows for the build-up to Revolution, in your opinion?
Honestly, no, it wasn't. I don't think
that's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know. That's one thing I think AEW really needs to take examples from, because you have a lot of shows. You have 3 shows now. You have Dynamite, you have Rampage, you have Collision. Then you have your pay-per-view on Sunday. That's 3 go-home shows for the week up. These shows should be strongly story-driven with insanely detailed vignettes that are leading up to the storytelling and why this match is really happening, and to get people excited about it as much as you can right before the pay-per-view. They don't do that.
I just think that they try to do every card a home run. They want to hit every match with a home run like it's a main event. I think that's their issue right there. They don't need to do that. We all know they like to drag out the time by having a match that's an opener for at least 25 minutes with commercial break, okay? Let's just face it. If they just stop doing that, they could have something a little more better if they put, let's say, Daniel Garcia is fighting Christian Cage. Let's put him against Nick Wayne as the go-home show. You know, I'm not saying that'd be the main event, but that's just an example of what I'm saying. If you do that and have some matches like that, it gets people interested. And I'll be like, whoa, this guy's fighting this guy this Sunday. Oh, man, he's going to fight the bad guy, the vet. It's interesting. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, we'll get into Revolution 0 Hour. There's a 12-man tag. You got your boys over there, the Super Gang, Bang, Bang, Ding-a-Dang, whatever the hell you want to call them this week. They won their match.
That's their team, man.
Against Jeff Jarrett and the Losers. That's what I'm going to call their tag team. Jeff Jarrett and the Losers.
It was pretty bad to watch.
Yeah. And we had another match on 0 Hour. Julia Hart, Sky Blue, losing to Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. Or Nightingale. Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia. Christian Cage would go on to win his match, so Garcia would get shut down. Cage would retain his TNT championship.
This match was good.
Let's get through the results, so everybody gets the results fast, and then we'll discuss through the photos.
All right.
We have Eddie Kingston defeating Bryan Danielson. All right, we have Wardlow winning this all-star 8-man scramble to have a shot at the AEW World Championship. Orange Cassidy loses to Roderick Strong, and we have a new international champion. FTR loses to Jon Moxley and Claudio. Toni Storm retains her women's championship against Deonna Purrazzo. Will Ospreay defeats Takeshita, in my opinion, match of the night. And we have Samoa Joe retaining his AEW World Championship against Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. And we go into the main event, and Darby Allin and Sting retain their tag team titles in Sting's last match from Greensboro, North Carolina. And now we'll get back into this. Now, this was the first match that you wanted to talk about, Jay. Go for it.
I'm really surprised. This was a good match. This guy still has no character, Daniel Garcia, but it was a good match. It delivered. It told the story. Christian Cage could basically elevate anyone, and I think this was it. Maybe this could go somewhere for Daniel Garcia, but I'm not a fan of him. I'll never will be. You need character work. That's just me, but it was a good match.
Good match. Absolutely good match. I got no complaints about this match here. Good moveset. Now, the next match we have here, a lot of people were looking forward to this. Bryan Danielson taking on Eddie Kingston. What did you think?
Now, this is match of the night for me because this was the build story that I've been saying that had the most of any AEW, whatever they put out there. Even Timeless Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo. This story was built perfectly. It made sense because we all know the past history. It was a great match, and especially coming from Eddie Kingston. I'm not a fan of him or his work, but it worked. Danielson could really bring the best out of anybody. It told the story in the match. If you paid attention of how Danielson was working on that arm so he wouldn't get chopped and avoiding it, it was already telling the story from the beginning of the match to the end. And what better way to elevate someone, especially in a guy in Eddie Kingston, which I say I'm not a fan of. Maybe there's people out there that are not a fan of him. To put out your hand and get a handshake, that just basically says, hey, I just elevated your ass, and that I also showed you a sign of respect. Here you go. Now you are on to the next level.
What were your thoughts on the 8-man scramble?
Oh, it was a piece of crap entertainment. That's what it was to me. Everybody just wants to do their... This is the problem about Scrabbles. You have 2 guys that start the match. Then all of a sudden, everybody gets in the ring. It's 8 guys, right? And then 4 guys are doing their shit in the ring. And then the other 2 or 4, they're just out there chilling. That's my problem. Everybody's just waiting to do their own spots, whatever. We all know who got the victory. I'm not a fan.
Not a fan at all. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the Bryan Danielson match either. And the reason I say that is because I felt like we've seen pieces of it, and I just feel like it didn't deliver for the build-up and anticipation. It could have been bigger. It could have been better. I did like that Bryan Danielson did the job for the guy, and Eddie Kingston now probably the biggest win of his career. We'll see what they do with it. Because it's funny. Bryan Danielson, we see him tonight, and we'll talk about that later. And then we see Eddie Kingston. It was a big difference in the way the two were presented tonight, considering one lost the match and one won the match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, they give him the win, but then what are they doing with it? We'll talk about that later tonight when we get to Dynamite, but I guess we'll keep going here. We had the international title on the line. Orange Cassidy loses to Roderick Strong, and I thought that was the right decision. You see Kyle O'Reilly, he comes back. I mean, I don't know what his deal is. I don't know. He looks like,
bum.
He looks like Bum Corbin.
Looks like a bum. That's the same look he had when he was partnered with Von Wagner.
What did you think? What did you think of the match and the results?
I can't believe I'm going to say this. The Orange Cassidy Roderick Strong was a good match. It was really good.
It was, of course. Yeah.
I liked it. I was intrigued. I didn't expect the finish. I thought Cassidy would go over, but they gave it a strong. He's a veteran, so I'm not worried about what he can do. He could work with anyone. But the Kyle O'Reilly, once again, I think AEW's problems, I don't know if Tony Khan is listening, is that the element of surprise. Yeah, it was good to see. It was a holy shit moment, but what did it really do? It didn't really do nothing. And I don't really think Kyle O'Reilly came out looking strong, especially with that look on your slide, because you did great graphics. But overall, I mean, Jesus, like, was this the way to basically bring Kyle O'Reilly back?
I thought this was absolutely the wrong time, wrong place, absolutely zero impact. Crowd barely gave a crap about this. They didn't go crazy. A couple of people popped, but it wasn't like a roar. And that's because he comes out looking like an absolute bum in the middle of this storyline right now and interjects himself.
Oh, right there. Hey, right there.
I don't know. We'll talk about him again. He's on Dynamite tonight. Now we move into the Women's Championship match, and I was hoping Deonna would find a way to win, but I kind of knew that Toni right now is on another level. She's on another level right now in the women's division. She's clearly set herself apart from the pack, and well-deserved win here. She's awesome, and I hope she's going to continue to be awesome. What did you think of the match?
People are going to think I'm crazy. I have a love-hate with this match. I love it because both women were technical. They were doing their thing, but I hate it because I think they were filling time, Savage. Was it me, or was the match was just dragging, and it was just doing the same thing all over? Now, listen, you want to be technical about stuff, that's fine. But 10 to 12 minutes of it, I think they was just filling time, Savage. That's really me. That's how I felt. That's why I kind of hate this match. But I love the work that both women did in the match. Yeah, I told the story, but like I said, the best story was Danielson and Kingston. But I don't know how you felt, but I felt like it was a filler.
I think Toni was just trying to take a very methodical approach to the match and have it very slow-paced and very safe. I think they played a very safe match.
They were filling time.
Listen, maybe.
I truly think they were filling time. And
that's okay. You can feel like that.
To back up my point, there was a lot of hesitations. There were certain spots Piazza was waiting, and it just took too long.
Well, maybe there was some nerves there between this big matchup, and maybe they didn't perform to their fullest.
Shout out to Mariah May for coming out as Toni Storm, the old Toni Storm, because she fooled the hell out of me. I was fooled. I laughed. I was like, wow.
All right, so I'm going to let you go first because I have some stuff to say on this match. And I don't care what you have to say about what I have to say.
No.
So go ahead and this match is simple. You're going to give me your take. I'm going to give you my take, and we're moving on to the next match. So go for it.
I thought it was a very good match, but I'm not going to say it was a great match because there was just times for me that both guys weren't really trying to sell. I just thought they really wanted to do their spots. And I think it was more obvious towards the middle, towards the end of the match. That's just me. The first half started off great, but then when I saw that, I kind of lost interest, and I can't just give it whether people rate it 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5. I just can't do that. I could go a star down, or I could go maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10, but I can't just give it a masterpiece. I just thought both guys towards certain points of the match weren't really selling, okay? And I know I'm not lying. The proof is there. They're just hitting their spots, especially with the corner turnbuckle with the, super kicks, and Takeshita doing this with his arm. I just felt like they were just points that they were just trying to do their spots. They were really trying to sell. If they sold a little more, but hey, they got a lot of time. It's a good match, very good match, but I can't give it a masterpiece. Can't say it's great whatsoever. I can't say that.
You got anything else to say, or can I have my? Is that your take?
Yeah, you can have it. You can have it.
Okay, great. Now this match for me, from the moment the bell rang to the moment the bell ended, you're gonna look hard. Go around the world and look at every other wrestler wrestling today. You will not find one who is doing what these gentlemen are doing in the ring at the speed, the velocity, the accuracy, and yes, they're not selling because they're two alphas. They can take it and they can dish it.
See?
They can take it and they can dish it. This was a great match. I loved the match. It was definitely match of the night. End of story. And match of the night.
Danielson Kingston.
Not even close. Will Ospreay and Takeshita showed you the future of professional wrestling. And it's in an AEW ring. I wish Will Ospreay went to WWE. I wish Takeshita was in WWE, but they are not. They are in AEW, and they are one of the main reasons why I will continue to watch AEW, because that's how good they are. These guys are awesome. They're just breaking the tip of the iceberg on what they're going to do in this business.
That's it. AEW Creative got you. They brainwashed you.
No. These guys are great. These two gentlemen are great. Why? I've been a Takeshita fan. I've been a Takeshita fan.
Flips in the air, you're going to go crazy and say
I don't care about the flips. It's not about the flips.
That's what you are.
It's not about the flips.
It is. It is about the flip. What was your best part of the match? What was your best part of the match?
I love the way he caught him in that Blue Thunder bomb.
And what about Ospreay? What was the best part of Ospreay?
The finish.
Spot fest. You love the spot. That's why you say it's a great match.
I love the intensity on the faces while they're delivering devastating moves.
We'll talk about his match later
at
on.
A high speed pace. Now we have the main event. Well, this is the sub-main event, right? It's for the world title. The main event's going to be Sting, but Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page. I feel like at the end of the day, they made the right choice by sticking by Joe. Joe is a fighting champion. He's a great champion, and he should have a strong title run. They shouldn't just rip it off him for this bullshit between Hangman and Swerve, which I don't think this is the last of this. I'm pretty sure we're going to see them fight at least 4 more times this year. Jay, what did you think of the match? Make it quick so we can move on to Dynamite.
Tell me if this makes sense, but this was a good match that I would see on Dynamite.
You're not wrong. Yeah, no,
I'm serious. Like that's
for them.
That's how I felt about this match.
For me, I just saw Takeshita and Ospreay go at it at high speed, and now I'm watching these guys, and it's like,
it's a main event on Dynamite.
Whatever.
That's whatever, man.
Whatever, man. I'll give Swerve props. I did like a lot of his sequences toward the end. He looked really strong. Hangman kind of going all out heel on this one. You know,
he didn't get pinned.
Abusing the referee, but at the end of the day, Swerve didn't get pinned, and Hangman tapped out.
That's what matters.
Cowboy shit all over the middle of that ring. Joe did his thing. Joe's Joe. Joe is great in every match he's in because he is that good. So
he had like 2 matches.
No complaints from Joe. Joe does his job. Now we get to Stinger coming up for his retirement match with Darby Allin against the Young Bucks. And to me, I don't know what the hell I was watching half the time.
We might get banned.
Super kicks missing. They barely hit Flair in the head. They're using real glass, and the lady in the audience got cut. I mean, what are we doing here? This is supposed to be Sting's last match. It should be an iconic singles wrestling match. That's what he's known for. That's what he's famous for. It doesn't have to be this hardcore shit show. Let's risk it all again on the last match of our life so we can go home with a broken freaking neck. And on top of that, the storyline here, if you're not going to have the Bucks win and at least Sting's last match, what it does is it elevates the Bucks to another level. Instead, you have Khan and the Bucks marking out saying, oh, no, we can't lose. We can't let Sting beat us. Sting's got to win. No, Sting should have lost if you're going to have the match against the Bucks. But the match shouldn't have even been against the Bucks. The match the whole time should have been Sting versus Darby Allin. Darby Allin should have put his ass down, passed the torch. Sting retires. End of story. That was the story. More story there than having the Young Bucks come out months in advance, basically advertising that they were going to fight Sting in his retirement match and that somehow Sting and them were going to have the titles. You give it away instead of having the most organic storyline you've had over the last few years, which is this connection between Darby Allin and Sting. They're undefeated. Something happens. They fight. They slowly, it gets worse. And then all of a sudden, and now we have to have a match to settle this. We have to have a match to settle this. Sting's final match against his best friend now, Darby Allin. Much more story there. Much more story there. You could have did so much more for Darby Allin's career than instead of let him just sacrifice his body and himself, because that's a dangerous move. If it's real glass and you're going off glass that far high, that shit could shatter your body and go to an organ. He could have really got hurt, like seriously hurt. That's why they had doctors right there ready to go, and they already had a second scenario. They had a whole different scenario set up in case he got so hurt that he couldn't continue in the match. That shows you how dangerous that spot is when they have to actually prepare in advance for it, to the point where they have to have a backup plan in case this guy dies. Go ahead, Jay.
Now, I just want to tell everybody that I'm critiquing this match. I need everybody to put their emotions to the side of how they feel about Sting. We all know what he means to everybody, but I need everybody to do that. Now, this is just me critiquing this match. AEW had one mission: to go have Sting have his last match and go with a banger and all that. And they did one big ridiculous send-off for the icon Sting. I mean, I can't even put it in words to describe it. It's just a matter of proof is there for the scene. There was glass spots, as Savage says, with Darby Allin. But let's talk about the first glass spot that was on the side of the ring apron. Sting laid it out, placed it out there. Then go try to hit one of the walking clowns. Miss. Then try to hit a walking clown while he was set up next to the glass. Hit the glass. It didn't break. All of a sudden, Sting hits the glass on purpose. Jesus. Should I keep going? Then these guys just keep going out of the ring, all over the arena, all over the ramps, doing table spots, unnecessary moves. Wasn't even a wrestling match. I don't know what this was. I hated the finish. Young Bucks tap out quick. I never seen that in my entire life and their entire careers. Look it up. It's not a joke. I didn't like how that finish went. And I'm going to just put it to everybody out there. Savage talked about the AEW World Tag Team Championships and how they're undefeated with Darby Allin. But let's talk about the Tag Team Championship. There was no story, okay, folks? There was no story in the match, before the match, for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Put that in everybody's mind. Now, think about it. I'll give y'all a second. There you go. There was no story, so it was no point to put the belts on Sting and Darby Allin. No point whatsoever. And I guess the proof is to see, which we'll talk about later on. But what was that about? Why did we add the belts? The story was never about the belts. The story was taking out Sting. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? Because I remember on Dynamite, they came out with white bats trying to look for Sting. Where did they go with the belts? And you know what's funny, Savage? I didn't even see them hold the belts to end the show of the go home. Did you? I didn't.
The belts were on the floor because they vacated.
Exactly. They were on the floor. Did the Bucks care? I didn't care. It wasn't about that. And that's my point. And I think everybody gets kind of tricked. Well, they wanted to go out Sting as champion. That's how you do it? You go out with this match?
If he was going to go out as champion, he should have went out as world champion, losing to Darby, letting him become world champion. That's a better story.
It's just crazy.
Here's the rest of the photos from the other matches that they didn't show you. These are from like 0 Hour. All right, nobody cares.
I don't even watch 0 Hour. Now I know why. But Jesus, I'm sorry for Sting, man.
But the locker room's tighter than ever. All right, don't forget it.
Yeah, all right. It's a clown show.
All right, we'll move on to AEW Dynamite. Of course, there's a new logo, there's a new stage, all that good stuff.
That's it. They stole it.
There was a new
they
song.
They stole that logo. Go back to the logo. They stole it. You know where they got that from? NXT 2.0. That's NXT 2.0 right there. This is it.
Okay.
This is it.
No, I don't care. What did you think of Swerve's promo coming out? Tony Schiavone, King, Prince Nana, and then Joe gets in the ring. Is he
watching the show? Because I know he's.
And then the Undisputed gets in the kind of in the ring, and then
Savage,
they have a match. They have a match.
Savage, you're one of the greatest promoters I see on the Indies right now. But is Swerve watching the show? Because I don't know if you really want me to go right now. I could go. You want me to go? Is it good? He's your boy.
Yeah.
I don't want to get beat up.
Yeah, go.
What did I say about Swerve? Do not give this guy a microphone. And what did these idiots do in Dynamite 2.0? They give this guy a microphone, okay? And tell me not he was hesitant in his words. Tell me not the crowd had him pause at certain points and he's trying to figure out what to say, okay? Everything that came out of this guy's mouth made no freaking sense, and it wasn't really, I don't know, authentic. I guess everybody, if Swerve says something, well, you know, I got you in my pocket, everybody goes ape shit. No, this guy cannot cut. Listen, I am watching a wrestler that is on probably one of the hottest streaks right now destroy himself. I swear, I'm not making this up. Last week they gave him a mic. This week they gave him more than 10 minutes on the mic. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, let's just give it to Jay White for another 15, and then the other 30 we'll give it to Will Ospreay. I'm sure he could cut a great promo with his accent. Give me a break. I just don't know where to go with Swerve. Please, do me a favor. Let Nana do the talking. Savage, you know Nana on speed dial. Let him do the talking, and please do not hold a microphone and destroy your career. You want to be a main event star? You have to get off the mic. I
should call Prince Nana right now. That's what I should do.
I can't. You got to text Nana and be like, listen, you got to get your client off the mic. It's not working. Okay. I have Samoa Joe. I have a guy in Samoa Joe that only cuts 3 words and the crowd go ape shit. This guy Swerve's trying to tell me a story, and I'm just like, okay, bro, like, you know, it's not working. It's not working.
Well, long story short, okay, they have the match, and Swerve does all the work in the match, basically defeats the Undisputed Kingdom over there by himself, and then Wardlow coming to the ring as he's watching Samoa Joe choke out. And look at Prince Nana just standing there. He's just standing there. He don't know what to do. He don't know what to do in this one. My God, poor Nana. And of course, Joe does what Joe does. He puts Swerve to sleep. And that sets up next week Samoa Joe versus Wardlow, which I'm kind of surprised because this does seem like big business. Do you think this is next week's main event?
Savage, I hate this because you know Samoa Joe's gonna win. Like, come on, man. Why are you doing this to Wardlow? I don't get it.
Would you be shocked if Wardlow wins next week?
I would love for it to happen. For God's sakes, because it should have happened 2 years ago. Are you kidding me?
Mike, that's not my question. Though. Yes or no? Would you be shocked?
I wouldn't be shocked, but I would be like, "Wow, that's great." I'll be more excited than shocked. At the end of the
day, this is a big boy match, and Wardlow's been talking big boy words lately, and it could be for a reason. And I'm just saying, if there's a time right now to put Wardlow back on correct path. This is it. If you don't pull the trigger, on Wardlow right now, he may never have this kind of opportunity and this traction again. You only get so many first impressions. You only get so many opportunities to get that crowd back on your side. They have to pull the trigger on this. And what could be cool with this is it would make sense if they go back and forth a couple of times. Like Wardlow takes the title from him, and then Joe takes it at the next pay-per-view. And then Wardlow takes it back from him a few months later. There's nothing wrong with that. Classic scenarios on classic Monday Night Raw seasons did that. You know, and it made sense when they did it with Foley and Triple H and The Rock. When you have these certain kind of superstars where it's believable that they can just take the title back on any given night. This would make sense. This would make sense. Now, this doesn't make sense. We have Jericho hooking up with Hook now, telling him, you know what? I respected your father because he was my first match in ECW and he dumped me on my head. I didn't really respect you, but, you know, you dumped me on my head the other night, too, and it makes me think you're the real deal.
Bet.
Now, this was great. This might have been some of their best character work to build up their little ring segment. I loved it. I love their stupid facials and how cheesy they're trying to be and how corporate they're trying to be and how Weasley they're trying to be. They're trying to be a combination of Bobby the Brain Heenan and Vince McMahon with a dash of executive ass. It's good.
Dashing Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely some Cody in there for sure. And next week we're gonna get no, not next week. This happened tonight. I thought this was gonna be next week because I had the same graphic as the other one. But then I was like, oh, it's up next. Hook taking on Brian Cage. And I gotta say, this was,
be honest,
it might have been match of the night. It was good. I liked it. I thought they did a good job with Hook and Cage, and they let them just kind of have a good match, hardcore match, classic hardcore match for the FTW Championship. Hook was really swinging that garbage pail. There was some nice kicks. There was one move that I wasn't a big fan of, that one where Brian Cage kind of like flips him over and tries to swing it into a neck breaker. Kind of, missed that, didn't connect all the way. But other than that, I didn't really notice them make any mistakes. Entertaining match at least. I was entertained. And they built the suplex for Hook, which is real.
Well, Savage, I think you made a mistake right there on your point. They didn't make a mistake. The mistake they made was putting Hook on live TV. That's what the mistake was. This was the proof right here that Hook can't sell shit. He can't sell for his life. Drug dealers sell more than him. He can't do any of that in the ring, and he can't even wrestle. You're telling me a guy
that power slam was tough.
Listen, you're telling me a guy that may have a good look and do 2 T-bone suplexes is supposed to wow me? He can't throw a punch, especially when he's on top of a guy. And you expect me to, this gentleman over here in Hook is going to defeat a monster twice his size in Brian Cage? You must be out of your mind. This match made no sense to me.
He went toe-to-toe with Samoa Joe. They're trying to make it believable.
They got to get him off TV, Savage. I had enough. This is proof right here. Did he sell great? Did Hook sell great tonight?
I thought he sold okay. I gotta say, great.
You can be biased, man. It's all right, man.
Listen, man.
Oh man,
you're gonna tell me this match wasn't entertaining? At least
it's so funny that both guys were on the thumbtacks and it didn't hurt them. Right at the finish, look,
they hurt. They hurt.
Oh yeah, they hurt. They hurt. You cannot tell me this was a great Hook match and match of the night for you. You got to be out of your mind.
I said almost match. I said almost match of the night.
I can't even be almost.
As far as entertainment purposes,
man,
I thought it served its purpose. And then,
out?
Of course, we have the embassy. They're coming on out.
He's trying to help his career. Yeah, so help him.
And Jericho's out here with a baseball bat. He's a badass. He's the Ocho. He's back, baby.
I've never seen a worse person selling than Hook. He's
Ocho like, Hook, man. Coming, tag team coming near you soon.
It's so bad.
Could be the future tag team champions right here.
Not with that selling.
All right, I don't even care about this. Orange Cassidy's a loser, and he lost. They may or may not be in the tag team title tournament. Nobody cares. We have Kill Switch. He's going to have a match. Christian Cage by his side. Maybe the baddest manager in the business right now. And he's going against Daddy Magic. And by the way, the crowd was popping for Daddy Magic. So I kind of like that. But at the end of the day, this is how the match started. And this is how the match finished. Big clothesline to the back of the head. Reminded me of No Mercy. A great move over there. And Kill Switch would pick up the win. Daniel Garcia would come out trying to help his boy. And then, of course, Nick Wayne would make sure that he would not. And Mommy ringside with Daddy, and they're enjoying their son's handiwork here. But then, of course, we're back to this shit. We're back to Edge. I'm going to call you Edge. I'm not calling you Adam Copeland because you're Edge, man. You're Edge Christian. And we're back. And we're back. She tries to low blow you. You put your Edge out here abusing women on national television, grabbing her by the wrist and overpowering her. What abuse. Unbelievable. Then he chases this guy backstage, chases him through the locker room. And then, of course, Christian able to get away in a beautiful car. He stole this car. I'll give Christian credit. His work, immaculate. Get the way you want Hook off TV, get Edge off TV. Get Edge off TV right now.
No problem. I have no problem with that.
We're going to have a match, though.
Yeah, he just makes matches out of nowhere, right?
We're going to have a match in Toronto where all this started.
Hold on a second. So, tell me if this makes sense. So, for the past month, I've been going out and saying I'm going to earn a shot at the TNT belt. But then he comes out, make his return, and he already just makes a match with Big Christian Cage. Then 2 weeks, you're gonna fight me for the TNT Championship.
Tag and watch me go. Spence got to get this Snitsky.
Katina climbing over.
Let's watch with Spencer Slade.
Oh no, but Spencer picked the ankle.
That's not what you
He
want.
picked the ankle. That was a bad maneuver, but Katina's able to kick out.
But strength by Katina.
Oh, German
High on the
suplex.
shoulder.
Perfectly executed release German suplex
Look
by
at that
Spencer
guy.
Slade.
Fear the gear, folks. That's the motto. And you better appreciate it. Oh! Casey was ready for it.
He just kicked his head right off, and here comes Katina. What?
Look at that spinning DDT there, that tornado. Round like a top. Wow.
Roundabout DDT. Can Katina get a tag
Look
to
at
Casey
Casey. He's
Navarro?
beside himself. He's like, give me the tag. Give me the tag.
I don't think Katina knows where he is, though. And then we got a near 7-foot-tall Gene Snitsky and Spencer Slade.
Get him, Slade. Get that piece
Laying
of shit.
waste to Casey Navarro.
Casey's a bad sort.
Goody two-shoe over there.
And Snitsky wants his megaphone. This is despicable.
There goes Katina out. Spence, take it out the trash.
Look at Snitsky. What a beast. Tell him, Snitsky. This guy thinks he's Jimmy Hart now.
Snitsky calling for Alpha Jr. right now.
Come on, Alpha. You got to address
Oh, and there it is. Now we get to the brass tacks.
this. He's coming from the crowd. There's the founder of Battlefield Pro
Watch
Wrestling.
this, Dave. Pay close attention.
We've been waiting for
This
this.
is what I want to see.
The first time face-to-face since the
Oh,
betrayal.
here comes Spencer now.
Come on.
Spencer
Slade.
put a clothesline right to the back of the neck off.
Watch.
Stomping away, and Snitsky mocking Alpha Jr. Look at Slade. That hyena.
Slade has turned to the dark
Deadly
side, and there's
success.
no going back now.
Poor Alpha. He got what he deserved, though. Oh, Snitsky.
Look at this, people. That, ladies and gentlemen, that was evil intent, Big Joe.
What's Snitsky?
Oh, God.
He's got him by the throat.
Oh, my goodness.
He's not giving him a wedge.
What a choke slam. I can't believe what we're
I
seeing.
cannot believe this, Big Joe.
Gene Snitsky just laid waste to Alpha Jr.
Spencer Slade's gone to the dark side.
Dark side.
What is going on, folks? We got Snitsky. This is Big Joe for the Rhinestone Cowboy, Johnny Buchanan. This has been Evil Intent.
This is insane,
What
Joe.
are we going to see next month as Snitsky stands over Alpha Jr.? This isn't over.
We got to get out of here, folks.
That was awesome.
Crazy.
That was awesome. And you know what's
It's on the
amazing about
dark
that?
side.
That's my client beating up a member of the bloodline. His name was up on that board. And that's what my client's
was.
doing. Beating
his
up
father.
members of the bloodline.
Hey, man. Client's on the dark side.
He's on the dark side. And not even done. We're gonna get him a little darker.
Oh, God.
See, we replaced Edge with Spencer Slade. We're on to something.
Get rid of this. Oh,
Now
there
look
we
at
go.
this. Look at this. What the hell is going on? I mean, his shirt looks filthy. He looks like a bum. Do you even care?
I don't like where this direction is going.
They highlighted the Sting retirement match again. We got these guys
Why?
coming out again. Stellar work. They're coming out. They're going to have some announcements. Basically, Kenny Omega is fired. They fired that piece of crap because he just doesn't show up to work anymore. Oh man, they suspended the other idiot.
Finally.
Yeah, who cares?
Finally, you
Eddie
care.
Kingston comes out and he gets disrespected. They beat the hell out of him, and then this is the guy that beat up Bryan Danielson the other day. He's just coming out here again, thugged out. Everybody thinks the Rainmaker is back to save Kingston. Oh, the Rainmaker's here, but guess what? The Rainmaker has joined the EVPs. He has joined the dark side, and this is interesting now. This is getting good. I like this. Did you like this?
No.
Okay. He didn't.
I would have called an audible on all of this, and here's why.
Okay.
Okada's secret wasn't a secret. Everybody knew he was going to debut tonight. That's one. Two, you put him as a heel.
Speed it up.
You
I want
put
to
it up
finish
as
it under
a
an
heel
hour.
with the Elite. Makes no sense, but I get it. You want to build against Omega later down the road. Whatever. Let's see what happens.
I didn't even think about that, though. This is the long-term setup between Omega and Okada. I'm surprised I didn't even see that. I mean, the egg is right there. All right, we got Statlander coming out. She's going to have a match against Riho. And, okay match, I guess. She's just launching Riho all over the place. But Riho ends up picking up the win because this guy tried to make her use the steel chain again. All right? Hathaway with Stokely over here trying to make her
taking
use the
too long
chain.
with this story. She should have been healed already.
Yeah, no, and she threw out the chain again, and then this causes the distraction.
Okay.
Riho able to get the roll up, but I got to say that bump right there, Riho look, she like took it right on the head too, but she just bounced right back. Statlander shocked that she takes the loss. We move on to Tony Storm saying next week we're going to have the Tony Awards with an I, so she doesn't get sued. Awesome. I'm excited about the Tony Awards. We hear from this guy. He's disappointed, and you can't blame him. His client is a loser who doesn't listen. And Darby Allin comes out, and Tony Schiavone is going to have a little interview with him, but of course that's going to get interrupted by Mr. Jay White over here, antagonizing. And this was confusing. I don't understand why we see Julia Hart cutting a promo, and then moments later she's in this vignette with the House of Black. She should have did all of her talking from here with her faction, not from the locker room with her little friend. What is the story? Is Sky Blue in the House of Black? Why isn't Sky Blue in this too? I don't know. There shouldn't be this and then this. The big difference between the characters. And she's out here just using cheesy cliches from, classic legendary songs.
I care less. So.
Well, he doesn't care. Jay White says out there he loves this man and he wants to be his partner, and tells him you don't have to not worry about Jeff Jarrett and the boys. I got your back. I'm your friend. I like you. Now we move on to the main event: Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay. I thought this was a fun match, but you want to talk about no selling? This match had more no selling than the Takeshita Will Ospreay match by far. Yeah, you want to talk about no selling?
You love this match. You love this match.
This wasn't a great match, but it was a good match. Will Ospreay's gifted. He's probably the best wrestler in all elite wrestling right now.
This was the same match you saw Sunday. Tell me not. No. Think about it. Think about how to start and every move they did in the match.
I don't care. Listen, did you like
same
the match?
Thing.
Did you like?
I don't
the
like
match?
the direction what they're doing with Ospreay right now.
Okay. How about this direction right here where it ends? Both men shake hands, good sportsmanship. But then this is how Dynamite ends with this. Now this is interesting.
Has to change for Ospreay. He needs a showcase match. He can't listen. I'm sorry, Savage, but Fletcher kicking out of the Oz Cutter. Are you out of your mind? Tell me not that should have put him away.
Yeah,
a guy as Fletcher.
He wanted to do a job for Fletcher though, and establish him as a
it's the other way around.
This match is interesting, though. I can't wait to see this match. These guys are going to burn the house down.
Danielson should change it. It should change for him. Hopefully.
Yes, but I see just another loss coming for Danielson. He's on the farewell tour, maybe. Who knows? Yeah. I don't know. All right, that was AEW for the week, where we get back into AEW next week. Every Tuesday night, we do the WWE Weekly update. If you missed it, you can go back and watch it anytime. Yes. You just finished watching the AEW Weekly update.
Spencer Slade's on the dark side. You can catch it right there. 3Play, Premier Streaming Network, Arrival.
No, that's not on Premier Streaming Network. That's on Triller TV. You can watch that anytime. And that was my debut.
Always at the Premier Streaming Network.
It's all good. We came out. We absolutely crushed it. We did exactly what we said we were going to do. Toto Watam is a loser. He got shoved. Merch coming very soon. Go buy my shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees. Go buy Wrestling Universe's shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees. You can meet superstars like Rob Van Dam, like I did. I met him. I had a great time with him. I didn't meet him there, but I hanged out with him all day, and that shit was great. Now we have Mick Foley, March 17th. You have Chuck Palumbo on the same day, March 17th. Tony Garea. We have Stan Hansen coming up, and then, of course, WrestleCon during WrestleMania weekend. Savage, Puppet Master. We got a friend helping out from K&H Promotions. House of Heathens will be there, Teal Piper and Demos. We have Marty Jannetty guaranteed to be in the house. Tatanka, the Black Dahlia. We have Zaya Brookside. Shit's going to be crazy. Savage is going to be there all weekend long with all these superstars. I will be there with Tatanka. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Zaya Brookside, Teal Piper, the daughter of Roddy Piper, and Demos. Right now, they've been wrestling all over the place from MLW. Zaya Brookside's been on NXT. She's right now on TNA. She's killing it right now. They are future superstars in this business. Teal Piper should have a legacy just like Charlotte Flair. Because why? Her father, Ric Flair, no better than Roddy Piper, who main evented WrestleMania, won against Hulk Hogan, and then he had a match at WrestleMania 2. The first celebrity match, by the way, ever, pretty much on WrestleMania, which was him and Mr. T in a boxing match. Come on, Teal Piper. Come down, meet Teal Piper, meet Demos, visit the Purgatory House, have some fun. The Purge is coming. And then, of course, Marty Jannetty will be there all weekend long. Former member of the Rockers, Midnight Rockers, AWA champions, NWA champions, WWF champion, Intercontinental champion, the guy that beat up Shawn Michaels, so bad that he had to leave and turn his back on Marty Jannetty.
He made Michaels.
Marty Jannetty made Shawn Michaels, and he will be there all weekend long. We have new action figures. We're going to have IC titles for sale. We're going to have 8x10s. We're going to have collectibles, cards. Black Dahlia is going to be there all weekend. Savage is going to be there all weekend. It's going to be a good time. She is the chainsaw queen. Black Dahlia, she's been on my show a few times. She's been on Party with Marty. This Thursday, Party with Marty, new episode with you live. Well, no, it'll be pre-recorded, but when we do it, it'll be live one shot. We'll be talking about Virgil. Wow. We'll be talking about Sting. We'll give you a health update on Marty Jannetty and a little preview of what to expect at WrestleCon. Coming to you live from WrestleMania weekend in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Great. It's going to be crazy. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to the Savage Kingdom. I'm out of here. I'm going to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Wow.
Maybe the best game of all time. And and the fact that I can't just play this game 600 hours in a row without going to sleep.
I beat the last one. I got to beat this one.
This one is even better, man. You get the full open world. Great game. Highly recommended if you're a fan of the original or not. You'll love it. I'm out of here. Jay's out of here. This is Wrestling with Savage. We do this shit better than anybody.
Hell it.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
I've been looking for you everywhere. This is what you're doing? Sitting here eating hot dogs while me and Spencer Slade are looking for you? How do you explain yourself?
I was on break. I'm sorry. Okay.
That shit better never happen again, man. You're on probation. 90 days. You mess up once and you're done.
I'm sorry.
You smell nice. All right.